I'm lying in my bed, my body weak and fading, every breath feeling like my last. The room is dim, the air heavy with the scent of medicine and despair. And there, in the doorway, stands my sister, my own flesh and blood, watching me with eyes I thought I knew. But instead of closing the door to protect me, she leaves it ajar, just enough for a shadow to slip through. A stranger enters, and in that moment, my world shatters. What happened next? It wasn't just betrayal, it was the spark that ignited my revenge. And the truth I uncovered, it changed everything. Hi, I'm Sarah, and this is my story, a tale of sisterly bonds broken, secrets exposed, and justice served in the most unexpected way. Stick with me, because you won't believe how it all unfolds. Let me take you back to where it all began. I was 25 years old, living in a small town with dreams bigger than the skyline. Life wasn't perfect, but I had my sister Emily by my side. We grew up together after our parents passed away young, in a car accident that left us orphans at 16 and 18. Emily, being the older one, always took charge, handling the finances, the house, everything. I looked up to her like a hero. She was strong, confident, the kind of person who could walk into a room and own it. Me, I was the dreamer, working as a graphic designer, chasing freelance gigs and hoping for that big break. We shared a cozy apartment, laughed over late night movies, and promised we'd always have each other's backs. But looking back now, there were signs, little cracks in our perfect picture that I ignored. Like how Emily would get tense when I talked about my successes, or how she'd brush off my questions about our inheritance money. I thought it was just stress. How wrong I was. As the days turned into months, I started feeling off. It began with headaches, nothing major at first, just a dull throb that I'd shake off with some aspirin. But then came the fatigue, the kind that pins you to the bed like an invisible weight. I chalked it up to overworking, pushing through deadlines for clients who demanded more and more. Emily was there, brewing me herbal teas and insisting I rest. "You've got to take care of yourself, Sarah," she'd say, her voice soft and concerned. I believed her. Why wouldn't I? She was my sister, my only family. But as my symptoms worsened, dizziness, nausea, a fog in my mind that made thinking straight impossible, I knew something was seriously wrong. I went to the doctor, got tests done, and waited for answers that would flip my life upside down. Little did I know, the real storm was brewing right at home. The doctor's words hit me like a punch to the gut. "Sarah, your tests show elevated levels of toxins in your system. It looks like chronic poisoning." Poisoning. My mind reeled. How? From what? I sat there in that sterile office, staring at the white walls, trying to process it. The doc explained it could be from contaminated food, water, or even household items. He prescribed treatments, detox meds, rest, monitoring, but warned that if it continued, it could be fatal, fatal. That word echoed in my ears as I drove home, tears blurring the road. I confided in Emily immediately. "Sis, they think I'm being poisoned," I whispered, collapsing onto the couch. She hugged me tight, her arms warm and reassuring. "We'll figure this out together," she promised. "I'll make sure everything's safe here." And for a while, I felt better. She threw out old cleaning supplies, switched our water filter, even cooked all my meals herself. "No risks," she'd say with a smile. But the symptoms didn't stop. If anything, they got worse. Nights blurred into days of pain, my body betraying me inch by inch. I remember one evening vividly, the sun setting in fiery oranges outside my window as I lay in bed, too weak to stand. Emily brought me soup, her face etched with worry. "Eat up, it'll help," she urged. I sipped it slowly, trusting her completely. But as the night wore on, a wave of nausea hit harder than ever. I called out for her, my voice frail. She came in, helped me to the bathroom, held my hair back as I retched. "I'm so sorry you're going through this," she murmured. In my haze, I didn't notice the flicker in her eyes, the one that wasn't quite sympathy. Friends started calling, concerned. My best friend Lisa dropped by with flowers. "You look awful." "Sarah, what's going on?" I told her about the poisoning diagnosis, and she frowned. "That's scary." "Have you checked everything? Like really everything?" I nodded, but doubt crept in. Emily seemed annoyed by the visits, rushing people out. "She needs rest," she'd insist. Alone in my room, I'd stare at the ceiling, wondering if this was my end. Was I dying? And why did it feel like the answers were just out of reach? As weeks passed, my world shrank to that bedroom. I quit my job, couldn't focus anyway, and relied on Emily for everything. She managed our bills, my meds, even my phone calls. "Don't worry about a thing," she'd say. But isolation breeds suspicion. One night, feverish and restless, I overheard her on the phone in the hall. Yeah, it's progressing. No, she doesn't suspect. Soon. Her voice was low, urgent. Who was she talking to? My heart raced, but when I confronted her the next day, she laughed it off. Just work stuff, Sarah. You're paranoid from the meds. Maybe I was. But the seed of doubt was planted, growing with every sip of tea she brought me. I started hiding pills, pretending to take them. But the weakness persisted. It was like my body was shutting down from the inside out. And through it all, Emily was my rock, or so I thought. How could I have been so blind? By now, I was bedridden, my once vibrant life reduced to whispers and shadows. At 25, I should have been out there building my career, maybe even dating that cute guy from the coffee shop. Instead, I was fighting for every breath. The doctors upped my treatments, IV drips at home, specialists visiting. We're stabilizing you, they said, but I could see the worry in their eyes. Emily handled it all, coordinating appointments, paying bills from our joint account. Our parents had left us a decent inheritance, enough to live comfortably if managed right. I'd always let her handle the finances. She was the practical one. But as my mind cleared a bit from skipping some meds, I started asking questions. Hey, Em, how's the money holding up with all these medical costs? She'd wave it off. Fine, don't stress. But I pushed, and one day she snapped. Why are you questioning me? I'm doing everything for you. Her tone stung like a slap. We'd never fought like that. That argument lingered, a tension in the air. I noticed other things too, how she'd linger over my food prep or how my symptoms spiked after her special smoothies. Paranoia. Or intuition. I confided in Lisa over a secret call. I think something's off with Emily. I whispered. Lisa paused. Sarah, that's serious. Want me to come over? But Emily intercepted, claiming I was too tired for visitors. Isolation deepened. Then came the insurance talk. Emily brought papers one afternoon. Sign this, it's for better coverage if things worsen. I scanned it, it named her as sole beneficiary. Why not split it? I asked. She hesitated. Easier this way. My hand shook as I signed, but doubt festered. That night alone, I used my laptop, hidden under the bed, to search symptoms. Arsenic poisoning matched perfectly. Slow, insidious, from food or drink. My blood ran cold.
Was Emily
Poisoning me? For what? The money? It seemed impossible. But the pieces fit. Desperate, I started collecting evidence. I'd pretend to eat, then flush food down the toilet. Symptoms eased slightly. I hid a small camera in my room. Ordered online with my last bit of energy. It captured Emily entering while I slept, sprinkling something into my water glass. My heart broke watching the footage. Betrayal burned hot. Why? We were sisters? Flashbacks had our childhood, her resentment when I got better grades, or when Dad praised my art. Had jealousy simmered all these years, and the inheritance mostly mine, as the younger one per parents' will. Emily had contested it quietly. Now it clicked. She wanted it all. But proving it, I was too weak. Doctors dismissed my suspicions as delirium. Focus on recovery, they said. Emily's grip tightened. She even locked away my phone. I was trapped, dying slowly, with the truth staring me in the face. But fate had other plans. One fateful night, as I lay there, pretending sleep, the ultimate betrayal unfolded. It was a stormy evening, thunder rumbling like distant warnings. I was at my weakest, vision blurring, heart pounding erratically. Emily had given me medicine. Earlier. Stronger than usual. I fought to stay conscious, knowing something was coming. She entered my room, checked if I was out, then whispered into her phone. Now's the time. Doors open. My blood froze. She adjusted my pillows, almost tenderly, then walked to the door. Instead of closing it tight, she left it ajar, just a crack, but enough for the hallway light to sliver in. Hurry, she hissed to someone unseen. Then she left, her footsteps fading down the stairs. Minutes stretched like hours. Rain pelted the window as I strained to listen. Then the creak of the front door. Footsteps soft, deliberate, approaching. A shadow filled the doorway. A stranger, a man in dark clothes, face obscured by a hood, slipped in. He glanced around, then approached my bed. Is she out? He muttered, pulling a vial from his pocket. My mind screamed, but my body wouldn't move. This was it, the final dose to end me. Betrayal crashed over me like waves, my sister, orchestrating my death for greed. Anger surged, giving me strength. As he leaned in, I whispered, "Who are you?" He startled, dropping the vial. It shattered, liquid spilling. What the? He bolted, but not before I saw his face, rugged, unfamiliar. Emily rushed in moments later, face pale. "Sarah, you're awake." She saw the mess, eyes widening. "What happened?" I played weak. "Someone broke in." She feigned shock, calling police. But I knew. The stranger was her accomplice, hired to finish what the poison started. Police came, took statements, but found no evidence. Probably a random burglar, they said. Emily nodded, hugging me. I'm so glad you're okay. But her touch felt like ice. Inside I seethed. She'd left the door open on purpose, inviting death in. Why? The inheritance, of course. With me gone, she'd get everything: house, money, freedom from her burden. Years of hidden resentment boiled over. But she underestimated me. That night, as she slept, I vowed revenge. I wasn't dying anymore, I was awakening. Recovery wasn't easy, but fury fueled me. I pretended to worsen, buying time. Secretly, I flushed poisons, ate hidden snacks from Lisa, who I'd contacted via a smuggled phone. Symptoms faded, strength returned. Doctors marveled. A miracle, they said. Emily smiled, but I saw the frustration. Her plan failed. Now, mine started. First, gather proof. The camera footage showed her tampering, clear evidence. I backed it up online. Then, research. Who was the stranger? From snippets overheard, I traced him, a low-life named Mark, with a criminal record, hired through shady contacts. Emily's phone records. I'd sneak peeks when she showered. Calls to him, banks, transferring funds. She was draining our account, planning to flee once I was gone. My plan formed: expose her, not just to police, but publicly. Ruin her reputation, her life, like she tried mine. I'd play the victim longer, lure her into mistakes. I'm scared, I'd say, clutching her hand. What if they come back? She'd comfort me, but slip up, mentioning Mark's name once. Gotcha, I contacted a lawyer discreetly, updating my will to cut her out. Friends helped. Lisa posed as a nurse, smuggling documents. Emily suspected nothing, too busy covering tracks. One day she suggested a vacation. For me, some remote spa. To heal, I knew it was another setup. Sure, I agreed, but planned countermeasures. Revenge wasn't rushed, it was calculated. I'd make her feel the isolation, the fear I endured. Questions haunted me: how could she hate me so? Childhood memories twisted, her smiles fake. But anger pushed doubt aside. Soon she'd learn betrayal's sting. As days turned weeks, I rebuilt in secret. Gym sessions in the basement, late-night research. I hacked her email, simple password, our mom's name. Shocking finds messages to Mark. Finish it next time. Bank statements. Embezzlement. Our inheritance halved. Rage boiled, but I stayed calm. The plan: confront her privately first, record it. Then, go public, police, social media, everything. Make her the villain in our town's eyes. She prided herself on image, I'd shatter it. Moral questions nagged: was revenge right? But justice demanded it. She nearly ended me. I'd end climax loomed, tension building like a storm. With evidence mounting, I set the stage. Invited Emily to a heart-to-heart dinner at home. Let's clear the air, I said weakly. She agreed, unsuspecting. I cooked, ironic given the poison, but safe. Hidden cameras rolled. As we ate, I steered conversation. Remember our parents, they'd want us united. She nodded, eyes misty, fake. Then, casually, why'd you leave the door open that night? She froze. What? It was an accident. I pressed. And the stranger? Mark, her face drained. How do you? Got her. I revealed the footage on my laptop. I know everything. The poison. The plot. She denied at first, then crumbled. It was for us. You were always the favorite. I deserved more. Tears flowed. Hers real now. Jealousy, greed spilled out. Recorded it all. But revenge wasn't just confession. I called police mid-talk, door unlocked for them. They burst in, cuffs ready. Emily Carter, you're under arrest for attempted murder. Her screams echoed, Sarah, how could you? The irony. As they led her away, I felt a mix of triumph and sorrow. But it wasn't over. Next, public exposure. I shared the story anonymously online, our town forum, socials. Betrayed by blood, my sister's plot. It went viral locally. Friends turned on her, job lost, reputation ruined. She pleaded guilty eventually, facing years behind bars. Me, I reclaimed the money, started fresh. But the emotional scars lingered. The trial was the peak, courtroom packed, whispers as evidence played. Emily on stand broken. I regret it, she sobbed. But too late. Jury convicted quickly. As she was sentenced 10 years, I stared, no pity. She'd destroyed our bond, I exposed her darkness. Outside, media swarmed. How do you feel? Relief, mostly. The stranger, Mark, turned state's evidence for leniency, confirmed her hiring him. Full circle. In that moment, as cuffs clicked, revenge tasted bittersweet. Justice served, but at what cost? Our family gone forever, with Emily gone, life rebuilt. I moved to a new city at 26, pursued design dreams. Business boomed, my story inspired resilience talks. Lisa became fanned, but lessons stuck. Trust, but verify forgiveness, maybe someday. For now, peace in truth. Looking back, this betrayal taught me strength in vulnerability. Sisters should lift, not destroy. If you're facing doubt in relationships, listen to your gut. It might save you. Revenge isn't always the answer, but justice is. What would you do in my shoes? Think about it. Thanks for listening to my story. If it resonated, like and subscribe for more tales of betrayal turned triumph. Until next time, stay vigilant, because the closest can hurt the deepest.